Good afternoon, students. So now, my voice is audible to you? If yes, just tell me in the chat. Students, my voice is audible to you? Okay. So last class, we discussed about how to create a new workbook, how to open a already saved file, how to set up password, all this, right? So now, I'll briefly just revise that and then we'll move on to the next topic. Okay. So how do we open Excel? Windows R, type Excel, then we'll click on OK. So now you can see Excel application will be opened. So I'll click on here blank workbook if I want a new workbook. If I already saved any file, if I want to open it, so how do we open? We need to select File tab, select Open, select Browse. Now you need to select the location where you have saved a file. See, I have saved my file on the desktop. So I have selected the location desktop. Now I'll select a folder where I have saved my file. I'll open that file. I'll select the file and then click on open. So now my file is open. So in the last class, we had discussed in the file tab how to do save as. I think you remember the shortcut keys. What is the shortcut key of save? Shortcut key of save is Control S. Save as F12. To create a new workbook, shortcut key will be Control N. And to open already saved Excel file, we use a shortcut key Control O. Okay. So now, let's say I'm in this workbook. Currently in my workbook, I have how many sheets? Currently, I can see here 4 sheets. Now, let's say I would have hidden some of the worksheets and I want to unhide it. So how do we unhide it? We have to do right click on any of the sheet. Then you have an option here, unhide. You can select the file, that is select the sheet name, and then you can click on OK. That sheet will be visible. Okay. So now before starting our next command, that is, so today we have to start the number group. Before going to that, I'll just revise few shortcuts which I have told you in the last class. I have some data here. What I'll do, no, I'll place it here. I think you remember the shortcut key of copy. Shortcut key of copy is Control C. Select the cell where you want it. Control V, paste. Now you can see my data is there. Totally, I have 6 fields, that is employee code, name, place, department, salary, and date of joining. Okay. Now let's say I don't want the salary column. Okay. So how do we delete it? To select the entire column, what we use a shortcut key, Control space bar. If I don't want this column, how do I delete? Control minus. So when you press Control minus, that column will be deleted. Okay. See, now I deleted it, but now I feel like I want it back. By mistake, by accidentally, if you do anything, if you want it back, you can use a shortcut key, Control Z. Control Z is a shortcut key to do undo. Okay. If I want to add a row, okay, now let's say I want to add a record in between Sam and J records. So what do I do? You need to select this row, that is a third row. You can use shift spacebar to select the entire row, and then you can press control plus. Okay, so you need to remember one thing. If you want to add a column between two fields, okay, let's say I want to add a column between place in department, means you need to do right click on B column. Okay, and then you can click on insert, so it will add a column. In the same manner, if you want between two rows, you need to select the row, right click, then click on insert. It will add a row above. Okay. Now let me add one person name here, Mohit. Now here I'll type Mangler, and then department I'll type accounts. See, only for the text, no, if you have already added the same data, you need not to type it again. Okay, it will display there so that you can directly press enter so that it goes to the next cell. Now here I'll give some value, that is salary, and then here I'm entering date in date format. That is, here I have entered the date in MMDDYY format. Now I want to tell you something like employee code. Employee code will be unique code, right? It's like your register numbers. So it will not be repeated for the next person. Okay. Now I want to give employee code, and I want to give it in three ways. Okay. So first I'll just give as 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if I want to give the employee code as 2468, how to give, and then only alphanumeric. So what I'll do first is I'll copy this. Okay, Control C is a shortcut key of copy. Now I'll select the cell, that is E9. I'll paste it. Then again I'll select this A18 cell. A18 means A is a column, 18th is a row number. Okay, Control V, paste. Now I want here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to type the numbers. Okay, so what you can do, you can just enter 1. In the next cell, type 2. Then block these two cells. In the corner, you can see this thin plus symbol. Just click and drag down. So now we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't want like this. I just want as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 like that. Okay. I'll give here 2. Enter. Then in the next cell, I give here 4. Now I'll select these two and then click and drag down. Now you can see there is a difference between two numbers. Like here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now here now I want alphanumeric data. Let's say A, B, 001. Now you could have seen in the previous example, here I have just given numbers as well as here, but here I'm using the combination of alphabets and numbers, that is nothing but alphanumeric data, which contains both alphabets and numbers. Here now again I need not to type AB002. So what I can do, I can directly select this, click and drag down. Okay, so for alphanumeric data you can just fill like this. Did you understand this? If yes, please let me know in the chat. Okay. Then what we did in the last class. So we did format painter. I hope you remember what is format painter. Format painter is nothing but it is used to copy the format from one object and it is to apply it to another, we use format painter. Then shortcut key of cut is Control X, copy Control C, paste Control V. So under font group, last class we had discussed how to change the font, how to increase and decrease the size, how to fill the cell background, means how to fill a color for the cell, how to change the font color of the text, then how to apply a border, and how to set the text as bold, italic, and underline. Okay, and then in the alignments, that is left, right, center, and then if you want to wrap a text within the cell, how to wrap it, and if you have a extra long text and if you want to merge it in more than one cell, that we did in merge and center. So now let us begin with number group. Okay. See, I have data here. Currently, I have not entered any data. I have just given the headings. Okay. So now what I do in this is, in the A1 cell, I have given the name as number. Below these, what I'll do is I'll enter some numbers. Okay. Now, if you see here, what it is showing as general. Okay. In whichever cell I click, it shows as what? General only. Now, what I want is when I click here, no, it should show me as number format. So what I'll do is I'll select it. I'll click on this general. Then I click on number format. Now we can see it is changed to 20,000, means it is not, when I read it, I'll read as 20,000, but here it is only 20,000. It's not a money, it is just a number format I have given. Now here I'll enter the same data. What I'll do is this time I'll copy paste it also. See, I'll select this. I'll use Control C. I'll select these two columns, Control V, paste. Okay. Now see, 20,000, it is with, you have after dot two numbers, means two numbers you'll get after decimal point. Now here also it is showing as general, but I want to change this to dollar format. I'll select this. You need to click on this general, click on here currency format. Now we can see here you have this numbers with dollar separated with commas, and then we have decimal points. Then here I want to change this to rupees format. So first you need to select the range. Okay, then click on this general, go to currency, or else you can directly go to more number formats. So under more number formats, so here we'll be having options. So you need to select here currency category. Okay. After selecting currency category, you need to select here positive number. See, when you select currency, no, here it will show minus dollar 1,234 like that. But here I want it to display in positive format, that is in positive value. So select it. Under the symbol, no, you have this drop down. Click on that. There you have many symbols. In this, you need to scroll. After scrolling, no, you'll get the rupee symbol. Search for rupee symbol. You need to scroll until you get rupee symbol. Scroll it. Now I'll select here in the rupee. Then I'll click on OK. Now you can see here, you have got your rupee symbol. Now I don't want to give either dollar symbol or rupee symbol. I just want to separate these numbers with commas. Like when you write 10,000, We'll now just write 10 and 3 zeros. So what we'll do, 10 comma 3 zeros, right? So now I want it in the same format. So you can directly click on this comma. So it will change to comma style. Okay. So then we have here percentage. I'll enter a number. One method is you can enter a number and then give percentage. Let's say I want to give there as 10%. So I'll type 10 and then I'll hold shift and then press 5. So I'll get there that percent, but I don't want to type every time percentage symbol. As soon as I enter a number, it should end with percentage. So what you need to do, you can select the range like this. Then what you have to do, there you have percent style. Click on this. Now you enter any number, it ends with what? Percentage only. See, if I give a negative value also, it ends with what? Percentage. Next one, it is fraction. So fraction means, now let's say I would have got some result like this. See, first I'm entering a data, 0.14, something like this. Now I want to know when I did, like, I want to know how I got this result when I did which fraction. Let's say if you do 1 by 2, what is the result? You will get 0.5, right? These are the result, but I want to know the fraction value. So we can select it. Then what you need to do, click on this. Here we have fraction. So it will show how you got that result. Okay. In this, if you have any doubts, please let me know in a chat. Have you understood this? That is number format, dollar format, rupee, comma, percentage, and fraction. In this, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Okay. So now let's start with date. So in my system, the date format set is in MMDDYY format. So here I'm giving first 7, it is month, then date, then I'm giving here year. Okay, in the same format, I'm entering first month, then date, and then year. Two, 10, 15, 16, 20, 21. What I'll do now, no? I'll copy the same date and then I'll copy it. I'll paste it in these cells. Okay, now I'll tell you what exactly I am going to do. We have different date formats. Okay, so now you can see this is short date. What I have entered is short date. I'll select this range. What is the range I have selected? I have selected from A7 to A9. If I've just selected this cell means it is just A7. You can also know the cell address in the name box, that is A7. Okay. If I select from this range to this range, that means A7 to A9. If I select from here to here, that means what is the range? I have selected A7 to D9. Okay. Now I'm just going to select from A7 to A9. Now, if I click on this drop down, here we have two formats, that is short date and long date. Okay. Now, if I click on short date, is there any change? No, because by default, I had entered it in short date format only. Now, I'll select this. Here, I want to format this. What is the range I have selected? I have selected from B7 to B9. How will I know that is B7 only? You have to first see the top. So from which column I'm selecting? B column. From which row I'm selecting? I'm selecting from 7th. So I'll select from B7 to B9 and I want to change this to long date format. So click on the drop down. You have here long date. So this is July 5th. It's coming on Sunday. So instead I'll give it here 8. One sec. I'll copy this. I'll select this range. I'll click on this date format. I'll click on here long date. You can see in a long date, it is showing what is the day name, which month, and what is the date, and then which year. Okay, this is long date format. Now I told that the date what I have entered, it is in MMDDYY format, but I want to show the date in DDMMYY. So I don't want to delete this. So we can change the date formats. So how do we change it? See, I'm selecting now C7 to C9. Okay. Now I'll click on this date, that is under number group. We have this drop down. Click on that. Okay. Then you need to select here more number formats. Why did I go to more number format is, see here I don't have the DDMMYY format. So what you need to do, you need to select here more number formats and then here you can customize it. So under date, no, let us search. Do we have the format which I want to change it to? So here DDMMYY format. I want, if it is today 8th of Feb, I want it as 8 hyphen R8 slash Feb, that is 2 slash or hyphen, whatever you want, you can give, then that year name. So the format which I want, no, I don't have here. So what I'll do, I'll select here custom. When you select custom here, you can directly type in which format you want. I want first the date. Okay, so I'll give DD because I want, if it is a single digit, I want it to begin with 0. Okay, for that only I have given DD. Then I want to separate with hyphen. I don't want slash here. So I'll give hyphen. Then I'll give MM. So it will display what? It will display there which month, hyphen Y. If I just give single Y, it will only show the ending. That is, if it is 2021, it will show only 21. But I want as the last digit, that is full 2020, 2021, like that. So I'll give here Y. In this, let's give for 2 Ys. In the next column, I'll give all the 3. Now I'll give here, okay, see, before it was in which format? It was in MMDDYY format, but now I have changed this to DDMMYY format. Okay, now again I'll select it. I'll click on this more number formats. Now let's try with DD hyphen 3 M's and 4 Y's. First here also I want date, that is DD hyphen MMM. If I just give 2 M's, what happens? It will show only month. If I give 3 M's, it will display off of the month name. Then I'll give Y. If you give triple Y or 4 Y's, that is fine. If you just give 3 Y's also, it's okay. Click on okay. Now let's say I want it here in MMDDDYY format. Now let's check what is that format. So now I'll select more number formats. Then I'll select custom. Why I'm going to use this custom only? The format which I require, no? If I want, hello? If I want it in a specific format, we need to mention here. I'll give DDD. Here I want what? Here I want to display the day name hyphen YYY. Just click on OK. Now I'll select this range. I'll click on this more number of formats, custom. Here I'll give DDD hyphen YY. Then I'll click on OK. See, you will be having some data in a normal format, let's say only number, okay? But you don't want to just show as number. You want to show with rupee format, a symbol, okay? For that only we are using this different types of data types. Here we can change to different forms. Let's say here in this, I have just used for date. If you want to use some numbers, let's say in a column, you would have entered around 100 mobile numbers. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to add 91 before the number. Okay. So what you will do, maybe again you will type one by one, but that much time you may not be having. There is a simple trick to format that. For that also we can use this number group. Okay. Now I want to know this date format, what I have done, whether you have understood or not. If yes, please let me know in a chat box. Okay. Now here I'm going to add time, and I'm going to add time in 24-hour format. 24-hour format means like if it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I will enter here as 13. I don't want to type whether it is AM or PM. I'll just enter it in 24-hour format. Then later we'll change to AM or PM. Okay. So now I'll enter here 9:00:00. 9 is hours, this is minutes, and this is how many seconds. Okay. So here I'll give 13:00:00. Enter. Now here I'll give 12. So 12 will be what? Will it be AM or PM if I give? If I give here 12, it will display here as PM, not AM. Okay. Now I select this range. Remember, I have entered here data in 24-hour format. Now I want to change this to this format. That is whether I want to know it is AM or PM. If you click on this time, see, it will show here 9 AM, 1 PM. If you give 14, then it will show what? It will show 14. 14 is nothing but 2 PM. If you give there 16, then what it will display? It will display 3 PM. If you give 5:00:00, that means it is 5 AM. After 1 o'clock, means after 12, it will not display 1, it will start showing 13, 14, 15 like that. Okay. See, now I want to add one number here. That number will begin from 0. Okay. I'll give 0988. Did you notice something? I started here with 0, but it is not displaying 0. Remember, If I just entered 0, it will enter it as 0. Okay, but if I give 0 with some number, no, it will not accept. Means it will not display that value at all. If you want to display that 0 also, what you need to do is you need to select the range. Again, here you have to use more number formats. Select it, go to more number formats. Under this, you need to select custom. There after general, we have here 0, 0, and then here we have one format. There we have even comma also after hash symbol. So give backspace. Before hash, add 0. Now if you click on OK, you can add a 0 like this. Okay. Now I want to add here 080 in this. So let me enter some landline number here. See, by mistake, I have just added only six numbers. I want to add two more. So there are three methods to edit this cell. One is you can use a mouse and then left double click and then add. Second method is in the formula bar itself, you can add it. Or you have to use a functional key F2. When you press F2 functional key, you can edit the cell. Okay. So now let me add one more number here. So let us consider these are landline numbers, and before these numbers, no, I want to add 080. I would have already entered it, but now I want to add. So what you will do? See, again typing 080 in each cell, it takes lot of time. Instead, what you can do? Instead, you can select the range and then click on the drop down, go to more number formats. There you have to select custom and then select the same option which I selected for the previous one. Then give backspace. Now here I'll type 080. Is it displaying here? It is showing sample for the data which I have selected only for this. Okay, it is show the number what I have given is 22554789, but in sample it is showing me a different number. Okay, but I have added 080. Now I want that sample to display for me as 08022554789. Till you get that format, just go on adding hash symbol. See, now are you able to see? 080 is there. I have added few hash symbol in the sample also. It is showing 08022554789. Now if I click on OK, now you can see. So before this number, you have added 080 format. Okay. Now in the same manner, I'll enter 10-digit number. Okay, for mobile numbers and all, no. In India, it is 91 as a code, right? So I'll enter some number. So now I want to add here plus 91. So how to add it? You need to follow the same procedure. That is, go to general, more number formats. Here what you need to select? You have to select custom. In that again select the same format. Click here, give backspace. Now at the beginning what you have to give? You need to add first plus. Okay, then add 91 there, then click on OK. So now Why it is showing this ash, ash, ash? Because there is no sufficient column width here. So what you need to do now, you need to adjust this, right? So between D and E, you can see one line. Okay, use a mouse and just do left double click. One method is you can click and drag like this, and another method is just left double click. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just adjust these two. Now what I want here is I'll just enter the names, but those names has to end with, let's say I'll give the name as Anupama. Okay, it should end with anupama@xy.com. I can directly type. What will happen if I directly type? I'll show you. See, Anupama at the rate, let's say abc.com. If I press enter, no, it becomes a link. But I don't want my text as a link. I just want as a regular text. Okay. But I want at the rate abc.com as common in these three cells. So what I'll do is I'll select the range first. I'll click on the drop down. Here you need to select more number formats. Okay. Then select here custom option. Here search for @ symbol. Click on that @ symbol. Now what text you want as common in other cells, no? That you have to type within double inverted quotes. You should not give say if you press the single quote, no, beside enter key there is double quote and single quote. Don't press single quote twice, it won't accept. Please hold shift and press that, you will get a double quote. Then enter @ symbol. I want here the data to end with abc.com. If you want, you can type it in small letters also. Then close double inverted quotes. Once you open double quotes, you have to end the double quotes. Then click on OK. See, now it is not showing anything because I have not entered any data. Okay. So here I'll enter the name. Let's say I'll just enter here Anu. See here, it is ending with what? anu@abc.com. Did you notice here and here? It is become a link, okay? But here it is not a link. If I don't want as a link, you can use this manner. As soon as you enter any name, it will end with this format. Now I'll give next Suma, then I'll give here Manu. Okay, now can you see here? Whatever names I have given, those names are ending with @abc.com. If you have any doubts in this, please let me know. Okay. So next, I'll continue with conditional formatting. So before going to conditional formatting, let's try simple formulas and then we'll begin with that. Okay. So now let me have some data. So here I'm entering maximum. Why? Because here I'm going to add subject marks. Okay. Out of 25, I'll be adding a marks here. I want to calculate total in this total column. Here I want to know the average of the subject marks, and here I want to know the highest value in that range. Okay, here I want to know the lowest value, that is a minimum value. Then here I want to know how many numbers are there. Okay, so these are simple functions which I'll be using before starting conditional formatting. So here I'm going to add numbers 21, 20, 18, 24. So like this, you can add numbers. Here I'm giving the marks. It is only out of 25. Okay. So now 24, then 19. So now I want to calculate here total. So total is nothing but sum. To calculate sum, we have a shortcut key, that is Alt equals. When you hold Alt key and then press equals, it will automatically select the range. Okay, and then you can press enter. This is one method. If you want horizontally, you can select like this. If you want vertically, like below which range you want to know the total, select that cell. Then see, again I'll press Alt equals. It shows the result. So now I don't want for each subject, I want to know the total of each student marks. Okay. So now let us begin this. If I want to calculate total, I need to use a formula. So Alt equals is a shortcut key to calculate sum. That is nothing but auto sum. Now I want to use a function. So here remember in Excel, always the formulas begin with equals. So first you can have to give your equals. What I'm going to perform here, I want to calculate total. So we use a function sum. Okay. Now open the bracket. So when you're typing your sum itself, it will show here. If you want, you can also press the tab key. So directly it opens the parenthesis. Okay. Now I need to select this range. So how do you select it? First, click here, and then from here, select the range like this. You can see it is showing B26 to B26. That means from this cell to this cell. If you want individually also, you can see B26, comma. Here itself it will show how you need to select the range. Like this also, you can select. Then you can close the bracket. You can press enter. If you have random numbers to calculate, no, you can use this. But I have numbers here sequential and here it is continuous, right? So I can just select the range like this. You can press enter. So how did you get the result 61? I got the result 61 because of these values. See, here it is showing the result. How I got this result? By 21 plus 25 plus 15 gives 61. Can you see in the formula bar? Is it showing the value which is displaying it in E26? No, it is showing the formula which you have used within that cell. Okay. In whichever cell you use a formula, no, there it will show the result. But whatever formula you have used, it will be displayed in formula bar. See, now I don't want to type a formula every time for each student. Okay, so we have a method to fill down the values. There are three methods. Okay, one is select the cell where you have used a formula. Place a cursor at the corner. Okay, you'll get this thin plus symbol. Just to left double click. It will fill the values. And second method is you can click and then drag down. This is second method. And the third method is you need to select the range like this. Okay. If you press Ctrl D, it automatically copies the formula for each cell. Okay, this is about total. Remember, if you have numbers in order, means it's not in random. If you're not going to calculate total by using random numbers, you can directly use alt equals. Okay, alt equals is a shortcut key of auto sum. Right, now I want to know the average marks of each subject. So how do you calculate average? So you may calculate average in this manner, right? 21 plus 25 plus 15, that is total. Total divided by how many values? So here you'll be doing 61 divided by 3. Why 3? Because here I have 3 subjects. So if I have 5 subjects, what will do? Total marks divided by number of subjects. But here I need not to include total, or I need not to specify how many subjects. So what you need to do is, you need to give your equals. There is a function called as average. Okay, open the bracket. Now don't include total, just select this range. Now close the bracket, press enter. Now here I want to fill down the values. See, left double click. And now I want to see if there is decimal points. No, I want to round it up to 2 numbers. But you can see here I have 20.333. Here also I have 20.333. But now here to increase decimal or to decrease decimal in the number group only, we have this. So this is for increasing decimal points. See, if you want to decrease it, no, you can click on this. So what it will do, it will decrease the decimal point. Now I want to know the highest marks of the student, that is Sam. Okay, what is the highest marks scored by him? There is a function called as max. Okay, now I'll select this range. Again, you're not supposed to include total and average, just select the range, that is subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 marks. Close the bracket, press enter. Okay, then just fill down. Then to know the lowest value, we can use a function that is min. Okay, now we can select the range, close the bracket, enter. Now fill down. Next here we have count. Why do we use count? See, we use total. It is to calculate total of numbers, that is, it is to perform addition. Average we have used for numbers, maximum used for numbers, minimum also we use for numbers. Now what is this count? What it will count? Count is a function to count how many numbers are there within a range. So how will you know? See, here I'm going to give equals count, then I'll select this range only. I don't include total, average, I just want to know in this range. It is from B26 to D26. Then I'll press enter, then left double click. Can you see here 333? Why it is showing 333 for all? Because in this range we have here 3 numbers only. So only it is showing 333. Okay. By chance, now I may add one character here. What do you think? Will it show 3 only or it will change? See, it will change because what I said, count is a function to count only numbers. If you have alphanumeric data or alphabetic data, it will not include that. Okay, hope you have understood this. If you have understood this concept, please let me know in a chat. Okay, so now we'll be starting conditional formatting. Okay, now do you know what is meant by conditional formatting? So conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is nothing but you are going to highlight the cell based on a condition. That is nothing but conditional formatting. Format means you can change it to bold, you can change it to italic, you can fill a cell with a color. Okay, all these things you can do with this conditional formatting. So now after this number row, what we have here is conditional formatting. So I have clicked on that. You can see there we have highlight cell rules, top or bottom rules, data bars, color scales, icon sets. Now, if I select highlight cell rules, we have these options that are greater than, less than, between, equal to, text that contains a data query and duplicate values. So you may be knowing greater than. So what type of data I can use is greater than? Can I use it for text? No. Can I use it for date? No. Can I use it for numbers? Yes. So we can use greater than, less than, between, equal to, text that contains duplicate values for numbers. Okay. So if I talk about equal to, it can be used for date, it can be used for text, it can be used for numbers also. And I say text that contains. So text, it can include alphanumeric data, that's just a number also. That also we call it as text when you enter within a cell. Okay. And a date occurring. Date occurring here, I can use this only for dates, not for anything else. Duplicate values I can use for numbers, text, as well as for date. Okay. So now let's see how to use this. Here I have given the heading that is highlight cell rules, because under conditional formatting we have the first one that is highlight cell rules. I'll be beginning with highlight cell rules option. Now I have some data where I have given seller in this column and then total sales. When you are practicing also, you can just enter data like this and then copy paste for greater than, less than, between two. Okay. Just copy the same data and paste it. Don't give the different data, so that when you give like this, you'll be able to understand the concept. Okay. Now here I want to highlight the total sales, means I want to highlight the numbers, or I want to know how many I've done the sales greater than 15,000. Okay. So now to check that, I'll select here highlight cell rules greater than. When you click on greater than, it will show like this. Currently it is showing for 26,500. I'll give here 15,000. I don't know what are the sales they have done. See, everybody's data, that is every seller data has been highlighted because they have done the sales greater than 15. Now let's say I want to see only about 20. So here if I give 20, greater than 20,000 I have given. So here 20,000 is not highlighted, because what is this concept? It is format cells that are greater than. Okay. If I give here greater than, let's say 25. See, greater than 25, whoever has done the sales, only that it has been highlighted. So by default, when you apply this, it will show with light red fill with dark red text. Okay. I'll click on this. I'll give here different formats. If you want, you can give whichever formats you want. Let me give here light red fill. If you want, you can apply this. If you don't want to use these formats which are available here, so you can customize the format also. For each, now whatever I'm going to teach in conditional formatting, no, for each options, you can customize the format. So I'll show for this. You can directly click on custom format. So we'll get a dialog box like this. Now here I don't want to use this number formats, so I'll go to font, and at font we have font style. um and a font style, no, I want to make the text bold. Then I want to change that font color to, let's say, this color. And then if you want to apply a border to the cell, you can also use this border option. Here we have different line styles. You can choose whichever line styles you want. Click on outline to see how it looks. And here for a border also, if you want to apply a color, just click on this. Now choose a color whichever you want. Again, click on outline. Now let's say you have given an outline, but you don't want this left and right. So what you can do, you can click on this if you don't want. Okay. And here we have one more format, that is fill. So if you go to fill now, this is for the background color. Means it will be applied to the cell, not for the text. It will be applied to the cell. Okay. So if you want to apply this background colors, so these are theme colors. So see, when you place a cursor on that, you'll have different. So you don't think this is orange. So here we have the standard colors, that is dark red, yellow, orange. Okay. But these are theme colors. You can select whichever theme color you want. If you don't want, you want to apply a more colors, then you can click on here more colors option. So when you click on more colors, so here you can see there are different colors. Choose whichever format you want, then click on OK. But right now I will not be using this standard. I'm going to use here draw fill effects. Okay, so I'll click on here fill effects. In two colors, I'll select a combination of uh, this green and this. I want here the shading style diagonal up. I click on OK, then OK, then OK. See, still I have not clicked on OK, but still you can see whatever formats I have applied there, no, it is visible in this. Okay, so if I click on OK, see, my data is formatted. Okay, now in this only, if I want to modify it again, what you need to do, select it, condition formatting, highlight cell rules, greater than. Now again, if you want to give a different condition, you can give, then change to whichever style you want, like whichever format you want, you can set it, and then you can click on OK. Now this is for greater than. If I want to check for less than, you need to select the range, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, select here less than. So here I want to highlight the sales values which is less than 26,000. So now see, so whichever values are less than 26,000, only they have highlighted. Okay, again, if you want to format with different color, if you want to customize, you can go for that. Or currently I'll apply this red border. So I think I've already applied a border. I hope it is visible to you. Let me give, instead of red border, no, I'll give here red text so that you can see. See here, it has changed to color. This is for less than. Okay. So now here what I have is, I have here between. So under between, here we have this values. Means, as I told, I've copied the same data and have pasted, so it is easy to understand. Now I'll select this range. Now when I say greater than, means greater than the given value. If I say less than the value which I entered. Between means between two data range. Now let's say between, I want to check the data between 20,000 to 30,000. Let's say 20 to 26,000. So what I have to do, First, you need to select the data range, then conditional formatting. Then what you need to do, highlight cell rules, give here between. So between I'll give 20,000 to 26,000. Okay. So which data I have highlighted here? The data, the cells which contains values, it is 20,000 and 26,000. Between this range, only that will be highlighted. Now, choose again whichever format you want and then click on OK. Now, let's check for equal to. So now here I have entered the data like this. In this equal to, no, I have entered the student names. Okay. I have entered the day name. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll tell you a simple trick if you want to add the data like this. Just type MON, or you can type Monday and then select here in the corner, click and drag like this. Okay, you will get here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, you will get to know the weekdays here. You can also try for Jan, Feb. Okay. Now, here I have entered to check whether the student is present or absent. Okay. So, wherever I have entered P, that means student is present. Where I have marked A, that means student is absent. Okay. Now, I want to highlight wherever there is P. Now, I'll select this range that is from B14 to F20. Next, I'll select here conditional formatting, highlight cell rules equal to. Okay. Now, what I'll do is wherever there is a letter P, no, I want that to highlight with let's say red text. I'll click on OK. And again, I'll click on conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. I'll give here equal to. I'll give A. Here, word is absent means wherever there is letter A, no, there I want to give here where the not with this. Let me select some other format. Now let's say I want to fill with a color. I'll fill with this color. Click on OK. Okay. See here. So the cells are filled with a different color. Present, here I have highlighted as well as absent. Okay. So I'll give a break for 5 minutes. So at 3:10, I'll be continuing. Okay, now let us continue. I hope all are back. Am I audible to you? Okay. So in this example, what I wanted to show you is if you want to highlight some text, okay, it's not only text. When we are using this text that contains no are equal to, see, this is equal to option. This I can use for numbers as well as for the text, but here I just use only for the text, okay, because I want to highlight the uh, students who are present with a different color and absent with a different color. So I've just used this conditional formatting, that too mainly equals to option for this, okay. uh, Now you would have already applied some formatting for some text, but now you want to change the format. See, here I've applied for this a background color, no, that is for a cell I have applied a background, but I don't want a background color, I want to change a color only. But no, I have already given a formatting. So now what I have to do, have to change it. So where to change? If you apply a formatting, if you want to modify anywhere, what you need to do is you need to select the range. Okay. Then go to conditional formatting. Whatever conditions you have given, no, to manage itself, here we have manage rules. So now for what I had applied a condition, I had applied for A, right? So I need to modify this. So you need to select that, then click on edit rule. So I don't want the color. So instead, what I want to give, I want to give the font color. So I'll select your font. Let me make it bold, and then let me give a font color with the which color. Okay, let's give this blue, and then I'll click on okay. Okay, then here you have to apply, then okay. I hope you understood this. If you give any formatting for a particular range, if you want to modify, that means if you want to edit, again you need to select the same range, then you need to select conditional formatting, Then what you're supposed to do, you need to select your manage rules. Then you need to select the rule, which rule you have applied, and then you can select edit rule and then edit it. Okay. So now let's see the next option, that is text that contains. Now what I'll do now, I'll select the entire arrangements. Entire arrangements, I don't include salary. I'll just select two columns, that is name and department column data. Now I want to highlight the cells which contains a letter N. Okay, alphabetic, that is N. What I'll do, I'll select conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, text that contains N. See, now whichever cells contains their N, right? So it is this, those cells have been highlighted. Again, if you want to format with a different format, you can choose whichever formats you want and then click on OK. Now we'll check date occurring. Okay. Now whatever I am doing, all those options comes under what? Highlight cell rules only. Okay. So next I am checking for date occurring. Here I have two columns where I have given product code and expiry date. Okay. Now my condition is I want to know, here I want to highlight if there is any product, okay, which is whose expiry date is today. Okay, now I'll select this expiry date range, conditional formatting, then what you're supposed to select, highlight cell rules, then it date occurring. Okay, now I want to check for today, means if there is there any product whose expiry date is today. Select it, select here today, click on OK. So why it is not showing anything? Because I have not entered today's date at all. Okay. Let me modify this data first. I want to show it for today. So today's date is what? Today's date is 8th. I'll give 8. I'll select it. Conditional formatting. Highlight cell rules. Here you need to select date occurring. Let me give here today. See, it is highlighted. Again, choose a format, whichever format you want to give, then click on OK. If you want to check, is there any product is expiring, whose expiry date is next week. Now let's say next week, see, there is a product. Okay, like this you can highlight it if you have date. Next, here I'm going to use duplicate values. It's not only duplicate values it will highlight. If you want to highlight the unique values also, you can highlight. So here I have entered list of mobile brands. Now I want to check, is there any name I have repeated more than once? That means I want to check, is there any duplicate data I have entered? So how do I check? You need to select the range, then conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. Then what you need to choose here, duplicate values. Okay, it is showing I have repeated 2 brands. Okay, if I want to check, is there any unique value, means it is showing me duplicate, that means all others are unique only, right? So if you want to check only for unique, you can use this unique. So this duplicate values, if you want to check whether there's a duplicate value, if you want, you can highlight it. And if you just want to highlight the unique values, you can highlight it by using this. Okay. Now, whatever options I have showed you here, it is only based on what? Based on highlight cell rules. If you have understood this highlight cell rules with these options, please let me know in a chat box. If you have any doubts in this, please let me know. Students, my voice is audible to you. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, so we have the next option, that is top or bottom rules. So here under this conditional formatting, we had here highlight cell rules greater than, less than, equals to, text that contains, date occurring. So here we had for different formats, but now we have only for numbers. Okay, the next option which I'm going to show, it is for what? It is only for numbers. Okay, now let's see. Okay, here I have entered the numbers. So totally how many numbers are there? So if you want to check within, you may select some range. You want to know in that how many numbers are there, no? There is one best method to use. Just select the numbers. Okay, you can see in a status bar. Okay, it is showing average. Whenever you select any numerical range, no, in a status bar it will show what is the total. Total is nothing but what is the sum value and how many numbers it contains and what is the average value. Okay, so how many numbers are there now? There are totally 10 numbers. That means I have entered the data of 10 students. Okay, and in the next column I have entered here the score. Now what I want is, I want to know the top 5 scorers. So what I'll do, first I have already selected it, then I'll select conditional formatting, then top or bottom rules, select top 10 items. It's not only top 10 items, so you can specify here. You want to know top 5, you give top 5. If you want to know top 3, you can give, and then here you can choose the format and then click on OK. So it is used to highlight the marks or highlight numbers only. It is top means the highest value. High means highest of 5, highest of 4, like that you can specify. It's not only 10 means not less than 10. If you want, if you have more than that 10 numbers, that also you can use this. Okay. Next, here we have bottom 10 items. So next option under this is what? Bottom 10. I'll select again same range. Here also I have copied the same data and have pasted several times. So when you are doing, please try to do in the same manner. So you need not enter data again and again. Just copy paste it. Now select the data, conditional formatting, top or bottom rules. Here I am giving bottom 10 items. So here I want to know which are bottom 4 values. See here, it is showing bottom 4 values. So choose a format, then click on OK. The next here we have is top 10%. Okay, now select it. If you want to know in the form of percent, you can use conditional formatting, top or bottom rules. Then what you need to do, you need to select here top 10%. Now if I want to know in percent, it is top 25%, it will only show 25%. Okay, and again here you can select the format and then click on OK. Next here we have for bottom 10%. So select it, then use your conditional formatting. Whatever you're doing means, if you're selecting a particular range, now see to that you have selected a proper range. Then go to conditional formatting. Then you need to select here what? Top or bottom rules, bottom 10%. Now here I want to know bottom 30% of the values. So here it will highlight that. Again, choose whichever format you want. Then click on OK. I will not give red border. Let me give green, yellow fill with dark yellow text. Next, here what we have, above average. Above average means, now I think you already know what is the average, no? See, don't use a formula to check what is the average of these values. What you can do, just select the numerical range. In the status bar, it is showing here. What is the average value of this range? It is 39.4. Now, when I say above average, so anything greater than 39.4, only those values will be highlighted. See? Can you see here? And next, here we have below average. So below average means below 39.4. So select the range, then conditional formatting, top or bottom rules, below average. So below 39.4, any values are there, only that will be highlighted. Choose whichever format you want here and then click on OK. So those are the options under top or bottom rules. Now, let me know, do you have any doubts in this? If you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So what we have the next option, that is data bars. Okay. Here I have given the name of the project, that is project 1, project 2, project 3. These are the names of the projects. Okay. And I have given there how much is completed, like 20%, 60%, like that. Now I want to highlight in the sense, I'll not be changing the font color here. Here we have this predefined format, that is data bars. When you see this, no, can you see here? And I just place a cursor on that, it is showing. Here we have gradient fill, here we have solid fill. Here it will just fill a cell with a color. If you want, you can use gradient fill or solid fill. In this, which is the highest value here, 90%. Okay, and is not, it is actually filled with full color, because out of which this is the highest. Okay, so here if you want to show like this, when you see now, you might think it is a chart, but it is not chart. These are called as data bars to represent numbers. Okay, to represent this values, we use this represent values in a sense, like if you have any numbers within the range, if you want to know the highest value, lowest value, you want to fill that, like how much is completed. Means here I have taken an example of a project, right? To check for this type of details, we'll be using this data bars. Now I'll use this green data bar, but in this, no, I don't want to know exactly how much is completed, whether I don't want to see the numbers at all. So if you don't want to see the numbers, what you need to do is go to conditional formatting. Here we have this more rules. I don't want to see the numbers, means what is a percentage and all. I just want to see only this bars. What you need to do, enable here, show bars only. Just click on OK. Now what you can see here, you can only see the data bars, but not the values. If you want to see the data bars again click on conditional formatting, data bars, go to more rules, select here. If you don't want, means like by default, no, it shows what? It shows both number as well as a color. If you don't want, you can clear it. Okay, this is about data bars, only to fill a cell with a color. We are not applying any font color, only filling a cell with a color. Here, next option what we have is color scales. So here we have different color scale. It is green, yellow, red color scales. Here we have combination of colors are there, like how you want to highlight, like green, red, yellow. I'll show with this, then you will be understanding. I'll select it. I use this conditional formatting, then I'll use color scales. Again, it is used to highlight the numbers. See, here when I click on this green, it will show in this format. You can see there's slight changes in the color. Any numbers which is nearest number. See, here we have different formats. Here we have only white green color scale. Here we have green white color scale. So what it does, it is used to indicate what each cell value within that range. To highlight, we use this. Now let me select this color scales. I'm using this green, yellow, red color scale. So whichever is having the highest value in the cell, it is filled with dark green color. Okay, nearest to that is what? 74. Then we have 68. And wherever there is red color, no, that means it is lowest value. Now we know, no, in signals also we'll have green means what? Go. And we'll have red, stop. In the same manner, here we have this we are representing a numbers by using different colors, means highest, lowest, average numbers. This is of color scales. And if you want to use this icon sets, here we had only colors to fill, but here we'll be having different icons. Select it, conditional formatting, go to icon sets. See, like how you want to highlight it, means highlight in the sense how you want to indicate the data. With 3 symbols, if you want, use this 3 symbols. If you want to use 4 symbols, you can use this 4 symbol. If you want to use shapes, use shapes. See, indicators we have for each formats. You have this. See, this is called as street traffic lights, unrimmed. Okay, choose whichever formats you want. If you want to use 5, you can also use it. See, now I want to use only 3. Okay, now I'll select here. Let's say this. Now you can see whichever is the highest value, it is indicated with green circle. It is green, then lowest values with red, average with yellow. Now I want to customize, means I don't want the same icon sets. If I want to modify it, so how do you modify? How do you edit it? Go to conditional formatting. Then what you need to do? You need to select here icon sets. Go to more rules. Here now I want different icon sets. And here I want to know in the type of number. So I'll give here number only. I have numbers from 15 to 85. Any value which is greater than equal to 80, I want to give an icon of this. So the name of this icon is green check. I'll give this green check. And anything less than 80 and greater than or equal to 45, I'll give an icon that is
45 Rohit Sharma jersey.
of gold star. I think somebody has unmuted. Please mute it. Now,
No way.
Next one here we have is less than 45. See here I have given greater than equal to
Mom, I
45.
have some doubt, Mom.
Type it in the chat box.
No type, only talk.
What's your name?
Kavyashree.
Sorry?
Kavyashree.
If you have any doubts, type it in the chat box.
No type, only talk.
So next option what we have is
Hey, don't talk.
hello. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the chat box. What's your
Hey,
name?
only talk.
Okay, now
What now? Doubt. You clear first. Simply don't waste your money.
I'll give a break for 2 minutes. I'll come back. Hello, students. If my voice is audible to you, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So what we were discussing about this icon sets, right? So here I have set for the value anything which is greater than equal to 80 with this green check, and anything greater than equal to 45 with this star, and then anything less than 45 I want it with this. Let me choose something else. I'll choose here this one. Then I'll click on here. Okay, now you can see there is change in the icon sets. If you want to apply directly, select it. Then what you need to do, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules. It is for the numbers. Sorry, I want to use this icon sets. If you want to use only icon sets, go for icon sets. If you want to use color scales, go for color scales. If you want to apply a data bars, apply data bars. Okay. In this, if you have any doubts, please let me know in a chat. Students, please let me know if you have any doubts. I'll clear the doubts of conditional formatting. Okay. So till now we have highlighted only a single cells, right? I have not highlighted here the entire row, but now I am going to use here conditional formatting to highlight the entire row if it meets the condition. Okay, so now what I do here is here I'm going to use formulas also. So I have given here conditional formatting using formulas. Now I have here 5 fields, that is employee code, name, place, department, and salary. Okay. Now I want to highlight the records of the employees who are from Bangalore. So here how many conditions I have? There's only one condition, that if the person is from Bangalore, only their record has to be highlighted. So previously what we have done, we have just selected a single column, the entire range we have highlighted, but we have just highlighted only cells. If you don't want to highlight cells, if you want to highlight the entire record, what you need to do is don't include the fields in the range which you're going to select. See, select like this. Okay, see, my data is from A41 to E46, right? So now I don't want to select the first row, that is heading. Please don't select the first row. What you need to do is you need to select other data, that is except the field name, just select the records. Now here you need to select conditional formatting. Now I'm going to use a formula, so I'll select here new rule, then I'll select here use a formula to determine which cells to format. So as I told you here, if you want to use any formula, it begins with what? It begins with equals. Okay, give equals. Previously we have used sum, average, count, max, min, right? But here what I'll be doing is I'll not be using here that. Instead, I'll be using the cell references. First, let me tell you what cell reference I'm going to use. See, what I did here, I've added 4 records. I have shown here how to use auto sum, right? So what is the shortcut key I use? I use alt equals. That is one method you can use to calculate total. Here we have the 67, right? Previously what I did, I just used left double click to fill